मैं मधु को लेके जा रहा है।
किधर जा रहे हैं?
औकात के बाहर।
What else am I thinking?
Yeah, it was well, it's you that's reading minds at the moment. I was just thinking, actually, because you would obviously know the two very well, but the differences between the two, the release points, how close they get to the stumps as well.
Oh, it's through. It's the stump-to-stump line that they're really working for both the Sri Lankan batters at the moment. And what Georgia Wareham does do more than most is beat both sides of the bat. This time it's the inside edge of the bat. Very difficult for the wicketkeeper. Unsighted for a little bit. Sharp turn. Another over without a boundary for Sri Lanka at 68 for 1.
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा एक आर्म्स डीलर है जो लोगों के खून से पैसा कमाता है। शली की लंका गिराने के लिए मुझे अपना विभीषण चाहिए।
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
मुझे छू भी पाना इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस के बस की बात ही नहीं है।
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
Everything was perfect. True love, dream shadi. But what shadi without a little drama?
बस ना खत्म बस. You are fine with me, I'm fine. Period.
Weekend goals look like
He has a shy. They're comfortably home.
Yeah, Robin Peterson played obviously a lot of his cricket here. You know the surface well. We've enjoyed his time. His left-arm finger spin. He's been also heavily involved in coaching here now with the Warriors.
Well, he's on brand. Well played, coach. There's a chance, and the chance is taken by Healy. Missed out the over before. Kept her cool and gives Grace Harris the first T20 World Cup wicket.
And also the first dismissal for Elisa Healy in this tournament. She hasn't had a lot to do behind the stumps in terms of taking catches or stumpings just yet. But this is one she's not going to miss. Rode the bounce perfectly, quickly onto the stumps. And that is a result of a period of play where they've not allowed runs. Great pressure from Australia. 69 for 2 is the score. Samarik Rama goes for 34.
जिंदल पैंथर सरिया घर को बनाए इतना मजबूत कि समय भी हार मान जाए। बाहर से स्ट्रॉन्ग, अंदर से फ्लेक्सिबल और सीमेंट से बढ़िया जुड़ने वाला सरिया। जिंदल पैंथर TMT रीबार हमेशा के लिए।
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा एक आर्म्स डीलर है जो लोगों के खून से पैसा कमाता है। शली की लंका गिराने के लिए मुझे अपना विभीषण चाहिए।
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
मुझे छू भी पाना इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस के बस की बात ही नहीं है।
वो तुम्हें जिंदा नहीं छोड़ेगा।
जिंदा तो मैं पहले भी नहीं था।
The Night Manager 17 फरवरी से Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
In her web too. She's getting two key elements to spinning here. Whether it's the left-hander or the right-hander, she's getting a little bit of drift, but she's getting turn off this surface. She gets good revs on the ball, does Harris. And most importantly at the moment for her, she's finding the right areas.
You mentioned the fact that she actually gets more turn than the rest. Just wonder how much has that got to do with the size of her hands? She's got pretty big hands, doesn't she? Makes it a little bit easier to get that reel, that rip, get your finger down the side of the ball.
Yeah, it certainly helps. The technique, though, I think is also a critical element. gives that a little bit more flight, says take it on, and she does. But falls into the safe hands of Talia McGrath. What an over for Grace Harris. She's already taken probably the catch of the tournament, and she's backed it up with 2 wickets in the 14.
Australia have dominated the last few overs. Sri Lanka have battled to find the boundaries. They're not rotating the strike. And it's just resulted in 2 wickets in an over. They've felt the pressure, felt the need to go for the boundary. Hence, this shot straight down the ground, going aerial, not getting hold of it. It is a long boundary out there. It results in the wicket. So 3 down now for Sri Lanka with 69 on the board. Or should he run a singer, goes for naught.
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा दुनिया के सबसे खतरनाक लोगों में से एक है।
Don't ever mistake me for a man in an expensive suit. इस सूट के पीछे वाले आदमी से मुलाकात नहीं हो तो अच्छा।
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर। Witness the Super Women in Blue march towards ultimate glory. ICC Women's T20 World Cup live on Disney Plus Hotstar. Co-presented by Boost and Jindal Panther TMT Rebars. Co-powered by Tata AIA Life Insurance.
Our movie Butterfly is streaming in Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam and Kannada.
Do watch it only on Disney Plus Hotstar.
It's to the spinners. We'll have a look here and have a think and then decide against it.
You're looking at about a 70-metre boundary, so you really got to make sure you get a lot of power behind it. Timing's got to be good. Just feel like she wasn't getting her weight through the shot and just hanging back a little too much. It's good from Grace Harris, though. Very good from her. She's had a day to remember so far.
Yep, there's a definite want here from the Australian spinners to attack the stumps. And they can too when they're getting purchase off it. That way players have to play at the line. They can bring that outside edge into play.
Australians are getting purchase off the surface. I wonder what Sri Lankan spinners will be getting off this, but they need something to defend. You feel that it's got to be at least 130 has got to be what they're looking at.
Nice piece of it. Field well set.
In order for them to get to around 130, they've got to be going at 11, 12 and over. It'll be very difficult against this attack. So even if they went to 6 runs and over from here, they're looking at about 100. It's never going to be enough against Australia.
Dare I remind you, the WACA 2020, when Australia were 3 for 10 against Sri Lanka after losing to India.
Fielding from Sri Lanka will have to be better today, because that day the fielding was on point. Oh, it might have been a very different Melbourne, that is for sure.
Almost the end of the over, wide given. Where we'll have to re-bowl that. She's looked for the big sweep and it's got a little bottom edge on it off the glove, I think. So no wide given. It's 73 for 3 after 50.
अच्छा मौका था मॉम, ये ऑर्डर ले लेती ना तो एक और शॉप खोल लेते। अपनी ज्वेलरी है ना, उस पे लोन ले ले। फैमिली ज्वेलरी है कैसे? अपनी फैमिली ज्वेलरी ही तो अपने फैमिली बिजनेस के काम आएगी।
सच्चा दोस्त वही जो आपके बारे में सोचे। गोल्ड लोन्स फ्रॉम IDBI बैंक। बैंक ऐसा, दोस्त जैसा।
किसने मारा ये शॉट?
अंकल, स्मृति ने।
स्मृति। अब अपनी स्मृति भी इंग्लैंड के खिलाफ वैसे ही शॉट मारेगी।
हिस्ट्री बनाने की हो रही है नई शुरुआत। चलो चीयर करें एक साथ। देखिए ICC वुमेन्स T20 वर्ल्ड कप में इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड।
Don't ever mistake me for a man in
The next 7, just 19 runs, no boundaries. A little outside edge there. And what's been clear is just how much spin has been used. Meg Lanning is blessed with plenty of high-quality players. And they do have a lot of spin options, have gone to 4 today. Well, she's gone straight down the ground, but plinked it, and it's not quite carried. Big dive there from Talia McGrath.
The intention is correct. You have to use your feet, get to the pitch of the ball, but the conviction in that stroke play has been missing from the Sri Lankan batters. That's why Claire's batter is stumped, the other has held out on the boundary.
Well, she's drilled it well. There are 3 out on the leg side, and she's just pierced the gap nicely. So Sanjiwani just starting to try and find some relief here for Sri Lanka.
51 deliveries for a boundary for Sri Lanka. They've been scoring in terms of percentage more against spin than pace in this World Cup. And they've been offered a lot of spin from Meg Lanning.
Well, she's aiming to bowl straight because of the field she has set. Plenty of protection on that leg side, but just gearing a little bit wide. Let's have a look at this 4. Got the hands out in front and then played it really nice down into the surface. Bit of flight there from King, but the commitment was what is important in that shot. A slight change in the field for Vishmi. Brought cover round to mid-off. So now it's a strong ring. Just have a look now. Almost a ring from mid-off all the way round to 45 on the leg side. Finishes with a dot ball. Sri Lanka 82 for 3.
बाउंड्री बड़ी क्यों? सुना है कि बड़ी बाउंड्रीज मारना लड़कियों के बस की बात नहीं है। चलो। और कितनी बड़ी? कितनी सबसे बड़े स्टेडियम में होती है?
6 needed to win. The boundaries are big.
Boost is the secret of my energy.
टीम इंडिया ने किया वर्ल्ड कप में सबसे बड़ा स्कोर चेस और अपने सफर में बढ़े एक कदम आगे। हिस्ट्री बनने की हो गई है शुरुआत। देखिए आईसीसी वुमेन्स T20 वर्ल्ड कप, इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड।
Continues into her final over.
You were out there for the toss, Ebony, and there's a nice pitch report done by Lisa Sthalekar and Natalie Germanos, and I just felt that because of the overcast conditions, the spinners would get a lot of purchase and assistance. We've seen that, at least 3 or 4 balls which have turned square. The consistency has never been a concern for the Australian bowlers. Yes, they have been consistent. Even if they give out a few extras, they can always come back with it. 4 wides so far. But it's a pitch where you need to bowl in the right areas. And you will get more out of the surface.
.50 balls. Drilled in front. There is a fielder out there. I think that's been the problem as well for Sri Lanka. Early on, like you said, when the seam bowlers were on, they started a little bit loose and Sri Lanka were able to get in the game. But as soon as the bowlers found that line, they found that length. It's been hard for Sri Lanka to knock it off. That player on your screen, Shamari Atapattu, captain, after she went, started slowing things down. And bowled through the gate. A little bit of air there for Wareham, and she brings up her first wicket of the day.
It's become predictable for the Australian bowlers. Toss the ball up, entice the step out of the pitch. Yet again. And then again repeat myself, Ebony. The conviction in the shot process hasn't been there for Sri Lanka. That's been their downfall. Anushka departing for it, 86 for 4.
अच्छा मौका था मॉम, ये ऑर्डर ले लेती ना तो एक और शॉप खोल लेते। अपनी ज्वेलरी है ना, उस पे लोन ले ले। फैमिली ज्वेलरी है कैसे? अपनी फैमिली ज्वेलरी ही तो अपने फैमिली बिजनेस के काम आएगी।
सच्चा दोस्त वही जो आपके बारे में सोचे। गोल्ड लोन्स फ्रॉम IDBI बैंक। बैंक ऐसा, दोस्त जैसा।
It's a beautiful thing, change. See how the value we bring to your business can create more value in our world. Accenture. Let there be change.
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
You're my lead actor, my star.
Hey, you're the king. सब कुछ आपका ही है।
मैं बस पहरेदारी कर रहा हूँ।
राजा चैन की नींद।
Keep probing at the batter's body and legs. Good from Silva, off the mark straight away. Yeah, just having a look at this wicket again, the inside edge. You can just see he was just trying to shape up to give himself some room, but ended up losing a bit of shape and got that bottom edge. Wareham delighted. Yeah, good running. This is good momentum here. Young Vishmi working alongside the experience of Silva.
And it actually likes to run between the wickets. Even in the last couple of games earlier when she came into bat, you could feel that there was a bit of urgency in Sri Lankan batting.
Got good connection, and there is a gap. Oh, absolutely nailed. That is beautiful. Silva's come in and got things moving. Her first 4 of the day. So after 17 overs, the score 92. Well, this is good from Silva.
शान कुछ दिन हमारे साथ रहेगा।
That's great. ऐसी क्या बात है तुम्हारी शान जो मुझे खींच रही है तुम्हारी तरफ?
शली को अगर पता चले तो बचेगा नहीं, तू भी तेरा भी।
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
लोगों का अच्छा टाइम नहीं टिकता, अपना बुरा टाइम कितना टिकेगा?
किधर जा रहे हैं?
औकात के बाहर।
समझ में नहीं आ रहा, ये वरदान है या श्राप?
अभिमन्यु राजदा, सॉरी मैं आपकी टाइप की बुक्स नहीं पढ़ती।
जॉब प्यारी है तो पढ़ना शुरू कर दो।
Dear Ish, सिर्फ Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
Could they muscle? Well, in comes Megan Shoot with her in swing. Yeah, leg side field again. Packed all the way round.
It's not about a good score anymore, Ebony. It's about putting as many on the board for Australia to come out and chase, or for the bowlers, the Sri Lankan bowlers, to come out and defend. When they would have started off in the power play, they would have been looking at getting closer to 150. The shorter targets would have been get to a 60, then get to a 90 and reassess where you are, who's batting at that time. What is the scenario? What is the situation? How fluent in the innings are we? But once those wickets start tumbling and then they fall in quick succession, 30 for 1, 69 for 2, and then 69 for 3, and then there clearly goes a backward step. It's about putting runs on the board.
Definitely about runs, and it's about bowlers containing. One bowler who's pretty tidy. Most wickets for any pacer. Well, that's been picked up, but there is a fielder in Hunt. It looks like it's Elise Perry, and she gets under it with ease. So athletic and quick across the ground. So another wicket here for Sri Lanka.
And you're forced to play those big shots yet again. The rotation of strike with the new batter coming in started, but it didn't continue. In the moment there's a ball pitched up, you can clearly see in the body language that she's lining herself up to playing the big shot. Whether that big shot results in a 1 or 2 doesn't matter. It's just that mindset that I must try and hit out of the park. If you don't time it, you'll find Alice Perry on the way, which she's actually done. 94 for 5 as Sri Lanka has lost another wicket.
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा एक आर्म्स डीलर है जो लोगों के खून से पैसा कमाता है। शली की लंका गिराने के लिए मुझे अपना विभीषण चाहिए।
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
मुझे छू भी पाना इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस के बस की बात ही नहीं है।
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
मैंने इसको 3 साल पहले पकड़ा था, तब शर्म आई थी खुद पे। इस लड़के को क्यों पकड़ा? आज शर्म आती है ये सोच के कि जब हाथ आ ही गया था तो इसको मार क्यों नहीं दिया?
Hotstar Specials presents Arya Par, now streaming सिर्फ Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
जान से मारने की कोशिश?
Down. Nearly. Beauty of a delivery. Just had her fishing outside the off stump. Well, here's the wicket. You could see what she was thinking initially is to try and open up that offside because there was a leg side field. And ended up, because of the angle of the ball, getting forced to play it. Didn't quite get the elevation or distance. Right, the question is 2 on here. They need 2s. Australia too quick in the outfield. When you're not getting boundaries, at least if you can rotate that strike, get 1s and 2s. That's a Patu frustrated. She was out trying to hit a big strike down the ground. Ended up getting caught. Overcast today. Well, good nudging. Silver's looked sharp. And that finishes the 19th. So 96 for 5.
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा एक आर्म्स डीलर है जो लोगों के खून से पैसा कमाता है। शली की लंका गिराने के लिए मुझे अपना विभीषण चाहिए।
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
मुझे छू भी पाना इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस के बस की बात ही नहीं है।
वो तुम्हें जिंदा नहीं छोड़ेगा।
जिंदा तो मैं पहले भी नहीं था।
The Night Manager 17 फरवरी से Disney Plus Hotstar पर। आशिकाना सीजन 3 27 फरवरी से सोमवार से शनिवार सिर्फ Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
More spin 4 used today. Alana King has been tidy. Even the ball some air. Comes in for her final over. Well, it's been hit for 4. Silver is on the charge. Now hit a couple of boundaries and getting the momentum back for Sri Lanka.
Each time boundary comes around, we always feel that it's a start of the scoring rate in a much more better and an aggressive manner. They just need to back it up with another boundary possibly or more, rotation of strike, because Australia has thrown 13 overs of spin, most by Australia in a World Cup at Sri Lanka, against Sri Lanka.
And again she's looking, but they've moved the fielders a little bit squarer to counteract the sweep shot.
When we talk about matchups against each other, we would feel that with Darcy Brown in the lineup, with Perry and Shoot, you would have offer seam bowling. No, but they've gone spin in the World Cup against Sri Lanka. And surprisingly, they feel very comfortable against the slower bowlers rather than the quicker bowlers. That's the Sri Lankan batting, but hasn't been the case today.
Well, they've set pretty similar fields all day.
the spinners. Pretty much just packed that leg side and bowled at the stumps. And Sri Lanka maybe struggled to open up that offside or move their feet and create angles. A couple of reverse sweeps early on, but later on things have dried up a little. Looking to open up the offside. Has she got it over the top? Excellent strike by De Silva. Chases on, not quite a 4, but looking for that 3. Good running. Yeah, that's a good ploy by Silva. Nilakshi Silva in the middle order. She always contributes with the bat. She was very sure she had to go over the mid-off fielder. Even if she had mistimed, it doesn't matter. There wasn't protection on the boundary, so she just had to clear the infield. And the timing was pretty decent as well. De Silva with over 60 T20 internationals. Just see that experience coming to the crease. Well, King changes angle. We want to make sure they shut off that offside completely, dry it up. Amar is upset and frustrated. Yeah, this is really well field set here. Got to do a lot of work. Just keeping things tight. Full stretch dive. Nearly there from Healy, but home safe in the end. Well, end of that over. 106 for 5.
Look who's here. हाई-फाई बुक पढ़ने वाली है अस्मिता रॉय मेरे बुक लॉन्च पे।
पर मुझे अपना फैन मत समझना।
तुम्हारी बॉस मेरी अगली किताब पब्लिश करने वाली है।
आपका एडिटर मैं नहीं कोई और होगा मिस्टर राजदान। मुझे उस पे तरस आ रहा है।
I'll make sure कि तुम ही मेरी किताब एडिट करो। फिर कौन किस पे तरस खाता है देखते हैं।
देखिए डियर इश्क नाउ स्ट्रीमिंग सोमवार से शनिवार डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर।
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा दुनिया के सबसे खतरनाक लोगों में से एक है।
Don't ever mistake me for a man in an expensive suit. इस सूट के पीछे वाले आदमी से मुलाकात नहीं हो तो अच्छा।
The Night Manager Disney Plus Hotstar पर। This is India का cricket. Mastercard Ranji Trophy Final. Bengal versus Saurashtra. 16 to 20th February at 9:30.
It's over. Oh, hit straight back down. It's plink. Good news with the pace off. There should be a 2 if they're quick. And there is. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant there from Amar. As soon as it came off the bat, was in the hunt. Yeah, good awareness, good running as well by Silva. That's a good spot she can go down the ground again. Gone high, gone very high, top edge. Mooney is underneath it and takes a safe catch. So Australia just drying up these last few overs here for Sri Lanka. Megan Shute now 2 for 20. Megan Shute is a vastly experienced bowler. She knows the conditions. She knows exactly what the batter's mindset is. In the cross-seam delivery, angled into the right-hander. And she stayed her ground, possibly opened up another angle on the onside. Doesn't work. 108 for 6, Sri Lanka.
दिव्या होश में तो आ गई है पर
बस इतना याद नहीं कि मैं कौन हूँ और मेरे साथ क्या हुआ था। तुम अपने घर की बालकनी से मैं गिर गई थी।
तुम्हें पक्का कुछ याद नहीं आता?
तुम आजकल जिसे देखो शक की नजरों से देखती हो, जो तुम्हें हॉस्पिटल में मारने आया था जब तुम कोमा में पड़ी थी। जान से मारने की कोशिश।
Good question has been asked to Jacqueline Williams.
Has it been a stumping? Did she creep out of the crease? Well, they're going upstairs to have a look. Australia
TV umpire
pretty
director,
happy.
we have an umpire review for stumping. I've checked the front foot and it is a fair delivery. Can we start with front on vision, please? Okay, ball is close to the back. Can we move on to ultra edge, please? Yeah, flat line, clear gap. Yep, roll through. Thank you. Satisfied no bat involved. Can we move on to your side on angle, please? Can you just roll it back so I can see the ball into the gloves, please? Yep. Thank you, ball and gloves, and then just pause it when the bails light up. Yep, thank you. Satisfied that that foot is in the air, there's nothing rounded over the line. I have a decision for the big screen.
So confirmation there from Kim Cotton, the third umpire. It is a stumping, and for Alyssa Healy, she'll be delighted. Her second stumping today. Sri Lanka have made a massive mistake. They've left Silva stranded at the other end. She's been striking at over 200 today. Shahani's going to have to go for naught. Sri Lanka 108 for 7.
It's a beautiful thing, change. See how the value we bring to your business can create more value in our world. Accenture. Let there be change.
अब वो पहले जैसा गुस्सा नहीं करता, लेकिन ये बहुत ही भोला है।
वो हर चीज एडजस्ट कर लेता है।
कितनी बार का ये फालतू की चीजें मुझे नहीं चाहिए। पर उसके पिताजी से तो वो बहुत अच्छा है।
कभी-कभी अंधेरे से भागते-भागते अंधेरा खुद तुम्हें
Nearly. He was hunting, trying to bowl it at the base of the stumps, but in the end, a good shot from Kumari and picks up a 4. Yeah, unfortunate for Megan Shute, because she's already had a T20 hat-trick. She most probably fancied another one.
A good stroke. Not very difficult to go down the ground with the line and length that Megan Shute has been offering.
Right, 2 balls. Can they get to 120? Need a couple of boundaries.
Oh, what's that?
Straight. Just roll the wrist a fraction on that delivery. Well, final ball. There's been a bit of a tussle here. Couple of wickets, a boundary, 2. And looks like the third stumping today, confirmed by Jacqueline Williams at square leg. Alyssa Healy smiles because she's picked up 3 stumpings today, and Australia have done an excellent job in the first half, keeping Sri Lanka to 112 for 8. The crowd is loving the atmosphere. They're happy to be on camera. And Australia walk off with a good smile. Only halfway done. And they know they can be pleased.
It's very quick, Alyssa Healy. Even if a small fumble comes through, because she doesn't grab at the ball, she's always in a very good position. With the ball in front of her, yet again between her and the stumps, the recovery becomes a lot quicker. Australia have been absolutely clinical here this afternoon against Sri Lanka. They knew what the challenge was. Last time these two sides were up against each other was in Australia in a World Cup final, in a World Cup game. That was in Perth. Today they didn't give much to the batters, especially after Chamariata Patu departed.
So for the batters, it started off strong. Hashitha and Atapatu put in on runs. Vishmi, the young batter, coming in. But after that, things died away and really struggled, only posting 112 on their 20 overs. For the bowlers, Megan Shute did really well, coming in with 2 wickets towards the end and picking up 4 overall. But it was all about the spinners. Australia bowled 4 back-to-back, all keeping things tidy. And Harris picked up 2, really impressive. So the story, the halfway stage. Yeah, the power play went well, but then it really dried up after that. Okay, Natalie Germanos is downstairs.
Grace Harris, congratulations. 2 for you today. First time for a chance to bowl in a T20 World Cup match. How does that feel?
Yeah, it was pretty outstanding, actually. I really frothed it when Meg decided to throw me the ball, and I thought, all right, I just got to give it a good rip and see what happens.
You talk about giving it a good rip. You got some purchase off the surface, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I saw the first couple got a bit of turn off it, so I just thought I'll keep doing that and hopefully beat the outside edge of those lefties that were out. But, yeah, picked up a couple.
Couple of wickets in and over as well. I'm sure you enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, it was good, and well supported by my teammates to take the catch and Miji to do the stumping. So Meg kind of said that they looked like they were charging down the wicket, so to really nail my length, and so I'm really happy that I did that.
Talk about taking catches. Take us through that catch.
That just had a bit of mayo on it. I knew with these knees I wasn't going to be stopping anytime soon, so I thought, oh well, I'll just go with it, throw it out there, and then it stuck, and it's a big wicket with Atapatu. So I thought maybe T-Mac might help me out a little bit, but turns out we didn't hear any calls, so I just committed. Turned out well.
Yeah, it turned out very well. You're only chasing just slightly more than you did the other night, but a used pitch, what's your thoughts on the surface and the chase?
I think we're just going to have to be definite with our footwork to the spinners, because there is a bit of turn and that lower bounce off a length. So if we're really definite with our footwork and play with a much straighter bat, then there's runs out there. And if we take the easy one first, then we'll chase this down fairly professionally.
Congratulations and enjoy the chase.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, what a character, Grace Harris, and she'll be delighted today. Well, stay tuned, because Australia need 113 runs from their 20 overs, and that chase will be coming to us after the break. Absolutely nailed. What a shot. Well, she's gone massively downtown. What a dive. Pulled off an absolute blinder.
That's wonderfully played, and that will reach the boundary.
There's a chance, and the chance is taken. What an over for Grace Harris.
At Baiju's, becoming a better version of yourself is something any kid can achieve.
One day, Kumble ने इतिहास बनाना सिखाया. One day में जहीर ने वर्ल्ड मैप पे अपनी जगह बनाई. One day में शामी ने अपनी तेजी से नई ऊंचाइयों को पार किया. One day में बुमराह ने फाइनल ओवर्स में कई बाजियां मारी. One day में कुछ भी मुमकिन है. शुरू हो चुका है टीम इंडिया के ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप का सफर. अब से वर्ल्ड कप तक बिलीव इन ब्लू.
Welcome to Hawthorne.
We harvest, we marinate, we liquefy, we gel.
We gel.
We gel.
Enjoy each dish as if you're eating your last meal.
So you gonna keep doing that?
I love you all.
We love you too, Chef! What the hell is going on?
It's all part of the menu. You have to try this.
Who's hungry?
I'm mounting an expedition, and I want you to come with me.
What is this place?
The
world is so big. I'm in my element when I'm exploring this world.
I'm always proud of you.
I know, Dad.
What are we? What do we stand for? I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions. Hang on, kid. This is the way.
इंडिया वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया टेस्ट सीरीज किसी अग्नि परीक्षा से कम नहीं होगी। मजबूत इरादों का लेंगे वो टेस्ट। हमारी
Welcome back to the T20 World Cup. We're at St George's Park, Rebecca. A wonderful game so far. Sri Lanka taking on Australia. Both sides haven't dropped the game as yet. And it'll be important for both of them to try and maintain that number one position in that Group 1 stage. Sri Lanka taking on Australia. Sri Lanka had to bat first as Australia won the toss and elected to bowl. And from a Sri Lankan point of view, they started off well with Harshita, Atapattu, Ishmi getting into double figures, and then from the back end they started to lose wickets. The first 7 overs, 50 runs, just losing the 1 wicket, and then the next 13, just 62 runs and 7 wickets falling. Megan Shute, the standout, 4 for 24 off her 4. Grace Harris, bowling in the first time in a T20 World Cup, picked up 2 for 7. 7 bowlers used for the Australians and a modest total to chase. Sri Lanka just in their huddle. Atapattu just talking to the players what they need to do. They've got wonderful spin bowlers. They need to pick up early wickets, and they certainly can put some pressure on. Mel Jones, what did you make of the first innings?
It was a positive start from Sri Lanka, really enjoying the way in which they're going about their cricket at the moment. But as Australia do, they find a solution, don't they? And they figured out the best point of attack. Speaking of attack, it'll be interesting to see what Beth Mooney does today, because she's coming off a lean patch. And I never thought I'd say that against someone who's hit the most amount of T20 runs since the last World Cup. She scored a 2 at the back end of the India series when Australia was over there. Started with another 2 against Pakistan. Did not bat. Scored the 40, but then has started this World Cup in single figures as well. So it's over a reasonably long period of time in terms of the innings, not all in the one tournament. So she'll be putting the first couple of no scores out of her mind. But you know, when you haven't scored at the start of a tournament, you want to chime in with your opening partner and take a little bit of pressure off them. You know that this will be an important one for her.
Well, it's interesting to note that both Beth Mooney and Elisa Healy were standing next to each other because they were waiting to see which end the bowler was going to bowl. So it must be that Elisa Healy saying, "It's all right, mate, I've got it, I'll take the first ball." And Healy has been able to perform well so far in this edition. 55 against New Zealand and 37 against Bangladesh. Wonderful strike rate, goes hard. And as you said, Beth Mooney just in a lead patch, but one thing about this Australian side is there's a real belief and confidence in each other's ability and knowing that they'll get through. Look, the average 38, strike rate 124. There is class there. An opportunity for her to start her campaign in this edition a little bit later than what she would normally like. Kumari will start. So spin for both teams to start us off. The field set. Left arm orthodox, deep cover and long on. Here we go. And nicely worked off the pads by Healy. Just too easy for someone of her ability.
She doesn't look overly happy with it herself, but she's such an impressive player because she was ill against New Zealand and managed the half century under duress. It was a tricky pitch the other evening against Bangladesh and just found a way as well. We haven't seen the full flourish of Alyssa Healy at the moment. You sort of get the sense that she's working into one of those big innings.
The arm ball first by Kumari missed her line. And worked nicely. Change of the field as well means there's no mid-wicket and it's an easy single. So the Australians will be happy 4 and 1. First 2 deliveries.
And straight away, that's an example of the point of difference between the two teams, isn't it? The dot ball percentage for Sri Lanka over the last 4 years has improved, but it's still certainly not up to where it's going to really challenge opposition players day in, day out. Whereas Australia get 4 from the first and then easily manoeuvre the ball around for a single. So their scoring shot percentage is always high.
A slight change for Beth Mooney, the left-hander. So coming around the wicket, which you don't often see. Trying to probably take the ball across Mooney.
I know it's a left arm orthodox, but I'd like to see someone in there. If you know an opposition player is struggling for runs, don't just let them off easily with a single. There's just a quick, it's like change in personnel. The field stays the same on the leg side.
And the offside field, they're all on the inner circle, so they're not even staggered. Missed opportunity there for Beth Mooney. It allows Jacqueline Williams a chance just to spread the arms a little bit. 14th T20 game for her. And the other officiating umpire, Anna Harris. And on cue, nice little smile. Chilinichki, the head coach, has taken over from Matthew Mott, former Australian all-rounder. No, she's on screen. And put away this time. Beth Mooney doesn't miss out twice in a row. And she finishes off this over with a boundary. It's 10 without loss.
हम क्या है? हमारा वजूद क्या है? मैं मैंगलोर जा रहा हूँ ताकि मुझसे जो पाप हुआ है उसे मैं धो सकूं। घबराना मत छुटको। यही कायदा है।
शान कुछ दिन हमारे साथ रहेगा।
That's great.
ऐसी क्या बात है तुम्हारी शान जो मुझे खींच रही है तुम्हारी तरफ?
शली को अगर पता चले तो बचेगा नहीं, तू भी तेरा भी।
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
Shadi Ranasinghe, the off spinner to come into the attack, so spin from both ends. Full toss and put away. Bit of work on the boundary and unfortunately not able to keep it in.
And this is the style of play from the Australians. We saw so much sweep shots, traditional sweeps, reverse sweeps, paddles from Sri Lanka, and we will see a few of that from Australia, but what you'll also see is footwork down the wicket. You're going to really try and knock her off her length early.
Not sure about this field with mid-on up. Well, they're celebrating. They feel that they've got Healy. The length was dragged back and she had to kind of stretch. And
TV umpire to director, we have an umpire review for
past.
stumping. I've checked the front foot and it is a fair delivery. Can we start with front on vision, please? Okay, ball passes close to the bat. Can we go to ultra edge, please?
Well, the Sri Lankan players have all gone back to their fielding positions. They feel that she made it in. Building all the different packages that take a bit of time.
Thank you. Okay, clear gap, clear gap. Yep, satisfied. There is no bat involved. Can we move to side on, please?
She's out there. Does she get it back?
Okay. Foot is down, foot is down. Just play through. Thank you. Satisfied the foot is down when the bails are broken. I have a decision for the big screen.
We had a couple of frames to play with. Got back just in time. So Atapatu's still up at mid-on.
Well, her streak of being given out stumped as well continues. The last time Healy was stumped was back in 2014.
I guess she opens the batting, doesn't she? And I know that spin bowlers are coming into it more, but that is still a long time between being stumped. This shows you that she gets bat on ball more often than not.
Right arm round, 2 left.
5 runs off this over so far. Still 2 deliveries left. I feel like that Beth Mooney is taking us a little bit more time now between balls just to get herself set.
You can see Healy at the non-striker's end as well. She knows what her partner's going through. She's backing up well. Taking those couple of strides, ready for that quick little drop and run that she knows Beth Mooney likes to do.
And she says no this time. So they keep changing the role. Who wants the single? 15 without loss.
जिंदल पैंथर सरिया घर को बनाए इतना मजबूत कि समय भी हार मान जाए। बाहर से स्ट्रॉन्ग, अंदर से फ्लेक्सिबल और सीमेंट से बढ़िया जुड़ने वाला सरिया। जिंदल पैंथर TMT रीबार हमेशा के लिए।
ब्लैक पैंथर जिंदाबाद।
मुझे पता था तुम जरूर आओगे।
You're welcome. हम अब तक की बेस्ट टीम खड़ी कर सकते हैं। तुम्हारे अंदर एक पागलपन है, उसे अपना लो।
तो हो जाए।
Bit of width on offer there by Kumari.
South African team, they know all about Sri Lanka. It's the first match of the tournament, they're upset at Newlands.
Ball in. Right length, right pace, just over 80 kilometres an hour. More importantly, 2 dot balls on a player who loves to find the boundary. What will Healy do? Bit of an inside edge.
Lise, how important is change of pace for a spinner? Particularly on a wicket that you're actually getting a bit of purchase of. Is it as important?
I think it's more so in the sense of the format, T20 cricket. You don't want to keep delivering the same thing time and time again. You want to have little subtle changes which disrupts the swing path. This over has been smart in the sense that the line has been great. She's bowled a lot of arm balls because she doesn't want to allow Healy to go and use her feet and hit the ball and find a way to get it over the inner circle. They're putting the pressure on. This is, as you and I would know, this isn't the first time that we've seen the Sri Lankan side put pressure on this top order.
No, it was Prabodani and yeah, wasn't it? At the Wacker in the last T20 World Cup, and they had Australia 3 for 10 and in all sorts.
And a player missed to finish it off. Excellent over, a maiden. 15 without loss.
Premier League fans का passion is unlimited.
कंडन,
Raghav,
अनिल,
मुझे मत फंसा इसमें. Baby का name fix नहीं हुआ, पर team already decided है. मोहम्मद साला मारेगा क्या आज अंकल? हाँ मारेगा. आया साला के पास आया. ऐसा होता है Premier League fans का unlimited passion.
Premier League 22-23 season live on the Star Sports Network and Disney Plus Hotstar.
Don't ever mistake me for a man in an expensive suit. इस सूट के पीछे वाले आदमी से मुलाकात नहीं हो तो अच्छा है.
Seven dots in a row now. Pressure building. This is exactly the start that Sri Lanka want. Now if they can take a couple of wickets off the back of these dots, perfect power play.
offside. Be ready. This is where Beth Mooney, if she keeps getting deliveries like this and doesn't feel as if she can get it through the field, she will be looking for that little drop and run to the off.
Two straight, unfortunately, for Ranasinghe. And Mooney has put it away.
Yeah, bowling back. Not only two straight, but because of the position. On her crease, she didn't adjust enough in the technique, so the length was wrong. Ample time there for Beth Mooney to shift her footwork a little bit, sit a little bit deeper and find the space on the onside.
Just having a look at where she delivered the ball, it was back in the crease, which is what you pointed out, Mel, and that's another way to vary. May not necessarily be the line or the pace, but it may just feel that the ball is there to drive, but it's been delivered a lot shorter. Just like that one, but pumped down the ground by Healy. It was only a matter of time.
Well, this is the skill of Alyssa Healy too, because at one point most people probably think, oh, you might have been slightly out of position because you had to reach. There's wonderful hands, probably comes through from her hockey playing days as well. And just bring that bottom hand in it to manoeuvre the ball to the space that long on.
Yeah, hockey and golf. And again, and better. Really important over, given the fact that the last one was a maiden. 13 runs off it, it's 28 without loss.
अब पापा देखिए, आप लोग को छोड़ के मैं कहीं नहीं जाने वाला।
छोड़ने की बात कौन कर रहा है? अरे यहीं पास में कोई एक घर देख लो। वैसे भी हम कब तक तुम्हें झेलते रहेंगे?
सच्चा दोस्त वही जो आपके बारे में सोचे। होम लोन्स फ्रॉम IDBI बैंक। बैंक ऐसा, दोस्त जैसा। Witness the super women in blue march towards ultimate glory. ICC Women's T20 World Cup, live on Disney Plus Hotstar. Co-presented by Boost and Jindal Panther TMT Rebars. Co-powered by Tata AIA Life Insurance.
कभी कभी अंधेरे से भागते भागते अंधेरा खुद तुम्हें ढूंढ ही लेता है.
Come on, field එක දෙක කියන්න කවුද කියලා.
Jahani into the team today and into the bowling attack.
Yeah, one thing about these two is to understand where they're going to hit the ball. Look at Mooney. Yeah, I know she's going to pump it straight back down the ground. She got into a very good position.
It's one of the most dangerous positions in the field these days. Well, not even these days, even back in the day. I can always remember being slightly nervous when Karen Rolton was on strike.
She used to pump it down the ground, didn't she? She was certainly ahead of her time. And you look at what she did in the first T20 game that she ever played. Was it 96 not out? Back in 2005, the second T20 international women's game that was played, Australia versus England. But yeah, certainly better pitches now, more opportunities to play at the venue. News that first-class cricket, Test cricket is played, and
Players are now contracted, get to work a little bit more from of their strength, and they hit the ball. Just as hard, but certainly Karen Rolton was ahead of her time.
It's a little phase of play here with Beth Mooney. Still not quite herself. 9 off 15.
And she gets a single last ball. So just the one run off. Fit 29, but no loss.
इंडिया वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया टेस्ट सीरीज किसी अग्नि परीक्षा से कम नहीं होगी। मजबूत इरादों का लेंगे वो टेस्ट। हमारी टीम वर्क का होगा टेस्ट।
Fantastic field placing.
नंबर 1 टेस्ट टीम की अग्नि परीक्षा पार करके क्या वर्ल्ड स्टेज टेस्ट के फाइनल में क्वालिफाई कर पाएगी टीम इंडिया? मास्टरकार्ड इंडिया वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया टेस्ट की अग्नि परीक्षा।
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
You're my lead actor. My star.
Hey, you're the king. सब कुछ आपका ही है।
मैं बस पहरेदारी कर रहा हूँ।
राजा चैन की नींद सो सकता है या नहीं, ये पहरेदार की नीयत पे डिपेंड करता है।
The night manager does Plus Hotstar पर।
Now, Alissoria through the tournament has actually been taking the first over. So today, for the first time, different conditions, they've decided to be a bit more spin heavy up front. enjoyed her time with the new ball, but it's a different role here for her today. Ending the 6th over. Good afternoon, Anjum.
Hello, Nat. Yeah, the different role clearly is because they felt that the spinners could provide that early inroads into the batting lineup. Didn't really rely on Kulasurya. Yes, she's got pace, but can she get that wicket-taking ball in front of Mooney and Elisa Healy, the left-hand, right-hand combination? Unlike most Asian teams, you would feel they rely more on their spinners. Again, a nice early call. Very quick between the wickets are the Australians. And these two obviously know each other very well, which helps. They trust each other. Talking about Kulasurya for the first time in a long time she took the new ball in this tournament. Just have a look at that economy rate. Brilliant. Seema, effective in all phases as well. That's why we see her here. Nicely done in the end.
देखिए डियर इश्क नाउ स्ट्रीमिंग सोमवार से शनिवार डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर।
नमक आ रहा है।
Black Panther जिंदाबाद!
Tipped in the air, but it'll fall short.
Can I say Sri Lanka again? 1 and 2? And clearly they've been one of those teams that I certainly have enjoyed watching. They've always had the skill level. They've always had the instinct of putting the opposition under pressure, be it with their bat or ball or even fielding. So they've played well in the first two games.
That is so good. So good. She's looking confident. It may not have been the start to the World Cup that she wanted, but she's growing in confidence.
And she can take that kind of time. Again, they're not chasing a big target. And you can take a bit of an extra time when you're up against slow bowlers. It's also a pitch where it doesn't allow you to hit through the line. You have to get to the pitch of the ball. You have to be absolutely sure as to where you're targeting, which part of the ground, especially when you leave your crease.
Such a classy player. The reason why she's been one of the best for such a long time, and someone that even when there's been a few wickets falling around her, she often holds it together. She does it in the big games as well.
Very interesting, Nat, when Sri Lanka is up against New Zealand. Sri Lanka has had a good start, 2 games, of course this being their third win on the 2 games. New Zealand has had a forgetful start to the tournament. How quickly can they pick themselves up, and you'll be up against this quality spin bowling attack. So that'll be a nice game to watch out.
Yeah, New Zealand have to play Bangladesh first before them. They'll want to get back to winning ways first before facing Sri Lanka, that's for sure. We've hit the halfway stage in terms of overs at 76 without loss, and it's time for a drink.
तुम्हें जंगल से डर लगता है क्या? जंगल से डरना नहीं, उनसे डरना जिनकी मंशा सही नहीं होती, वो नुकसान पहुंचाएंगे।
उत्तरा नक्षत्र।
मुझे अय्यप्पा से मिलना है।
मालिकापुरम।
If I'm taking you with me, there's some rules you gotta follow. Rule 1, we keep our histories to ourselves. Rule 2, you don't tell anyone about your condition. Rule 3, you do what I say when I say it. You clear?
What you say goes.
दिव्या होश में तो आ गई है, पर
बस इतना याद नहीं कि मैं कौन हूँ और मेरे साथ क्या हुआ था। तुम अपने घर की बालकनी से मैं गिर गई थी।
तुम्हें पक्का कुछ याद नहीं आता?
तुम आजकल जिसे देखो शक की नजरों से देखती हो। जो तुम्हें हॉस्पिटल में मारने आया था जब तुम कोमा में पड़ी थी। जान से मारने की कोशिश।
वनडे में शुभमन ने लिखा इतिहास के पन्नों पर अपना नाम।
शुभमन गिल क्लास से भरपूर,
एक नहीं 2 बार।
5वें भारतीय बल्लेबाज जिन्होंने 200 रन बनाए।
वनडे में कुछ भी मुमकिन है। शुरू हो चुका है टीम इंडिया के ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप का सफर, और अब से वर्ल्ड कप तक बिलीव इन ब्लू।
कभी कभी अंधेरे से भागते भागते अंधेरा खुद तुम्हें ढूंढ ही लेता है।
अभिमन्यु राजदा, सॉरी मैं आपकी टाइप की बुक्स नहीं पढ़ती।
जॉब प्यारी है तो पढ़ना शुरू कर दो।
डियर इश्क सिर्फ डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर। This is India ka cricket. Mastercard Ranji Trophy Final. Bengal versus Saurashtra. 16 to 20th February at 9:30 a.m. Live on the Star Sports Network and Disney Plus Hotstar.
Back at St George's Park in Lanka, Australia need 37 runs more to win from 60 balls. 76 without loss. Healy and Mooney going really well. 76. And Sri Lanka, well, they needed early wickets to put this big batting unit under pressure. A different looking Australian team chasing today compared to the first game when they played against Bangladesh. That was a day-night encounter. Ebony Rainford Brent alongside me. All guns blazing, your Ebs.
Yeah, they've come out strong. Healy, who's been in incredible form, even from the warm-ups through. I think for Australia, they'll be very pleased at the way Mooney has started to find her flow. Looking at the field options. A little bit different for her. There's two deep on the offside, extra cover, long off, sorry. And two square. Bit more of a rounded feel for Australia, but they look strong, don't they, this side? I think they've got so many bowling options. They've got such batting depth, whereas for Sri Lanka, they rely on runs in particular from the likes of Atapattu. Top order.
Yeah, and when she doesn't kick on, you just sense that almost like a team that over-relies on the captain. Sensational catch from Grace Harris. Get rid of the captain. Imagine if she had batted a little longer. We're all pumped coming into this game. Sri Lanka unbeaten. Top of the table with Australia, rubbing shoulders with the defending champions. But once she was out, it just became a lot more difficult for the batters to take the attack to Australia. Loved the interview. Natalie Germanis with Grace Harris. She was bustling. Look at this. She said nobody called, so she thought she'd just keep going for it, and it stuck. Love Grace Harris. Such an impact player. Yeah, I'd clip that and keep it in your phone, Grace. That ball to end the 11, 78 without loss. Time for another magic moment.
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा एक आर्म्स डीलर है जो लोगों के खून से पैसा कमाता है। शैली की लंका गिराने के लिए मुझे अपना विभीषण चाहिए।
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
मुझे छू भी पाना इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस के बस की बात ही नहीं है।
वो तुम्हें जिंदा नहीं छोड़ेगा।
जिंदा तो मैं पहले भी नहीं था।
The Night Manager 17 फरवरी से Disney Plus Hotstar पर।
पहले बेल पे उठने का।
पहले बेल पे कैसे उठूं?
जैसे पहले उठता है तू।
मेरे को डाइवोर्स चाहिए।
2 करोड़ दे, डाइवोर्स ले। हाँ?
गोविंदा, बंगले पे कुछ हुआ क्या?
मेरे को लगता है मर्डर हुआ है, मर्डर।
They just seem to have their bases covered and then some, Australia. Even if they lose wickets in the power play, they just bat so deep. Maria Atapattu, experienced player. They needed more runs on the board to put Australia under pressure, and probably still steaming after her dismissal. Was going at it, power hitting. Australia showing once you get the captain early, the rest of the batters don't have a measure of what to do. Once she's out there, she just dominates proceedings. Has a good swagger. I love the bat flip under the arm when she hits a boundary or a six.
Healy making it look easy and just going back to that final. I remember being there and it was 86,174 people, and it was incredible to watch that bowl of the MCG. I think one thing that's important in this game, though, Cass, is that Sri Lanka are in the hunt still for a semi-final place.
Go on.
And as much as they might be behind the rate, 32 needed from 50 balls, you think Australia will win. They need to keep at their disciplines because they got one more game and they could be really leading that charge. That would be so exciting. So they need to keep up for it, keep switched on.
Into some space for a single. And I guess pre-tournament you're thinking, well, who are the teams that will go through from this group? You think Australia, you think South Africa, you think New Zealand. Sri Lanka's like, hang on a minute. Let's get the hosts first up. And cleaned up Bangladesh. And as you say, still in the hunt for a first ever semi here. That is interested. She's going upstairs. She wants this reviewed.
The umpire to director, we have an player review for LBW. On-field decision was not out. Check the front foot and it's fair delivery. We start with front-on vision, please. Okay, ball passes close to the back. Can we go to ultra edge, please? And we're just waiting for ultra edge to be built. How are we doing with ultra edge, Haymans? Thank you. Okay, sorry, can you just take that back to the beginning, please? Yeah, thank you. Clear gap. Roll and roll through. Clear gap. Clear gap. Keep going. Clear gap. Thank you. And then onto the pad. Thank you. Satisfied, no bat involved. Can we move on to ball tracking, please? And pitching outside leg. So we'll go back on field to Anna and I'll get you to stay with your original not out decision. I'll let you know when you're on screen. And signal now, please.
Unsuccessful review. Sri Lanka desperate to make something happen. 82 without loss.
शैलेंद्र रुंगटा एक आर्म्स डीलर है जो लोगों के खून से पैसा कमाता। शैली की लंका गिराने के लिए मुझे अपना विभीषण चाहिए।
My name is Shan Sen Gupta. I'm the night manager. मुझे छू भी पाना इंडियन इंटेलिजेंस के बस की बात ही नहीं है।
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर। वनडे में शुभमन ने लिखा इतिहास के पन्नों पर अपना नाम।
शुभमन गिल क्लास से भरपूर।
एक नहीं दो बार।
पांचवें भारतीय बल्लेबाज जिन्होंने 200 रन बनाए।
वनडे में कुछ भी मुमकिन है। शुरू हो चुका है टीम इंडिया के ओडीआई वर्ल्ड कप का सफर और अब से वर्ल्ड कप तक बिलीव इन ब्लू। Witness the super women in blue march towards ultimate glory. ICC Women's T20 World Cup live on Disney Plus Hotstar. Co-presented by Boost and Jindal Panther TM.
Oh, you're talking about Sri Lanka still in the hunt for a semi-final place. How confident will they be against the New Zealand team? Low on confidence.
Yeah, well, you compare the
two games when Australia played New Zealand, they bowled them out for 76. They've looked all at sea, really. A team with high-quality players, whether it's Bates, Devine, the list goes on. Good players like Maddie Green, all turning up on paper, but not turning up when it comes to delivering on the pitch at the moment. Yeah, and I just think that, as well, there's some really good signs. Obviously, we know Atapatu can score runs, but also passing was really strong. I really liked actually how Silva came in today later with real intent, and they've got the bowlers who can just keep things grinding and turning.
Talking about Sri Lanka, here's Australia's remaining fixture after this in the group stages against South Africa right here at St George's in South.
Well, that's the game. That's the game.
That's the game, isn't it?
That's the game. I think we know what Australia's got. Will South Africa be able to pull it out the bag and qualify for the home tournament?
I think first things first, have they settled after that impressive win over New Zealand in Paarl? We try and we saw her at the airport the next day. She was really pumped. This band will fill up that stand on Saturday. It will be buzzy. Up and over for 4. Mooney on the charge. And Ranawira. Yeah, she's disappointed with that.
Well, Mooney's been struggling for form, but this is the cleanest strike we've seen from her today. She's starting to get into her timing rhythm, didn't try and overhit it. And the sound off the bat was delightful. Eased it up over the top.
This World Cup, what we've seen is to have openers that can really pack a punch up front and not eat up too many dot balls. I think that will be South Africa's challenge here on Saturday. Tasman Brits under pressure, and against Australia, you're already under pressure, so it'll be interesting to see what their game plans will be. I'd say advantage Australia, having played twice on the surface.
I think not only advantage Australia, you can see they were prepared to adapt today. Bowled 4 spinners. Grace Harris doesn't normally come in. Got so much depth to work with.
Good use of the crease. No, cross for 2. Good over for Australia. 13 gone, 92 without loss.
My name is Shansen Gupta. I'm the night manager.
You're my lead actor, my star.
Hey, you're the king. सब कुछ आपका ही है.
मैं बस पहरेदारी कर रहा हूँ.
राजा चैन की नींद सो सकता है या नहीं, ये पहरेदार की नीयत पे डिपेंड करता है.
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर. Weekend goals look like this. Catch the most exciting matches only on Disney Plus Hotstar.
जान से मारने की कोशिश.
Snake, fly the bird down. Have you seen the moves? That is the move of the tournament. You got to snake the body and then fly the bird. I would have thought you would have been down, Cass.
Oh, come on, you're down. You're the entertainer of the group.
Yeah, sometimes, you just got to leave it to others to bring it to the party.
Liars there. I knew you would like this ground. You can't help but bop and dance and really get your groove on.
I think one of the things about T20 I do love all formats of the game, but when you get that energy, the music, the crowd, the kids as well, you see so many smiley faces enjoying themselves. It's beautiful.
Final group game for Sri Lanka against New Zealand is in Paarl. That's exactly where South Africa beat New Zealand. What's so good about South Africa is how many spinners they use against New Zealand, surprising them. Yeah, Party getting to the ball quickly. The skates were on. In the end, Mooney getting there safely. Sri Lanka will be really disappointed with how this game has gone. They talked up a big game getting into this match. They really backed the team, and why not? New Zealand against Bangladesh tomorrow, live from Newlands in Cape Town, 3 p.m. And then West Indies against Ireland. Ireland will be desperate to just get a good game going. West Indies too. Both teams will be disappointed with their last efforts. Ireland, they've got some lovely young players with great potential. Whoa. No ball. That was interesting.
A bit of cat and mouse going on there. She saw Healy moving around the crease. She just tried to sort of drag the length back and take all the pace out of the ball.
Double bounce brings about the free hits. Healy on 46. What a way to get to 50. 14th 50 in T20 internationals. And a wonderful knock to bring up her 50 in the World Cup, her first 50, and 100 up too for Australia. 100 up in the 14th over.
Yeah, this has not been the easiest wicket to bat on, but just look at that strike rate, 131 off just 38 balls. And she used that confident reverse sweep. Bring it up. She's in great form again.
Gone 100 without loss.
Don't ever mistake me for a man in an expensive suit. इस सूट के पीछे वाले आदमी से मुलाकात ना ही हो तो अच्छा है.
ऐसे नहीं जानवर जंगल से बाहर आ जाते. अगर अपनी पे आ जाए तो ना इंसान रुकता है ना जानवर, और ये तो दोनों है.
आशिकाना सीजन 3 27 फरवरी से सोमवार से शनिवार सिर्फ डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर.
मैं मधु को लेके जा रहा हूं.
किधर जा रहे हैं?
औकात के बाहर.
There's no halfway with this. We finish what we started.
Kahani now back into the attack, none for 10 and 2. 13 more needed from 36 balls. Mooney now on 47 from 46. She's got 6 fours.
Well, it'll mean a lot if Mooney can pass another milestone and get to that half century. Sometimes just psychological, you know you're back in form if you, in a World Cup T20 match, can really put some runs on the board. Even better if they can do this unbeaten. They don't want to lose focus now in the last few balls.
Alyssa Healy now has 7 scores of 50 or more in World Cups, the most for any player.
Records just keep coming. First, the most prolific pair, these two. And now Mooney cashing in.
Mooney in 48. I think the challenge of South Africa's opening bowlers on Saturday He's dismissing these two. They're just finding some good confidence now in this game. Coming at the right time. As you say, the records are tumbling. Now we're not even at the business end of the competition, so they're just going to keep getting better. Kind of total challenges this Australian team. You've got to think that they're not even kicking into gear. They're probably playing just to the conditions. Imagine being put under pressure with a big total. How will they cope? How will they manage? They're really being challenged. 1 ball to go in the 15th over. 9 runs required. Mooney on 49. Up for Beth Mooney. 16th 50 in T20 internationals. Fantastic knock. A runnable 50 with 6 boundaries. Well played, Beth Mooney.
Well, there'll be a little bit of relief for her and the Australian camp. A couple of ducks coming in or low scores. So the first time we're starting to see her find her flow, and some of the timing towards this later part of the innings has been impressive, and that strike rate started low but has crept up now to a runner ball. That will give her a lot of confidence for the later stages.
105 without loss.
शैलेंद्र रूंगटा दुनिया के सबसे खतरनाक लोगों में से एक है.
Don't ever mistake me for a man in an expensive suit. इस सूट के पीछे वाले आदमी से मुलाकात नहीं हो तो अच्छा.
The Night Manager, Disney Plus Hotstar पर.
Oh. They're a couple of shots away, Australia, from picking up more points in this T20 World Cup, and with shots like that will come very quickly indeed. Just 4 needed after another boundary to Mooney.
And we'll see it again, Australia sending a message to the rest of the teams in this tournament. Always coming in as favourites. They are the holders. They are #1 in the world. They are sending a definite message.
Adjustments now being made by Atapatu. Fielders up deep mid-wicket. And long off and backward square, so that's exactly where it goes there.
I think from Sri Lanka's point of view, they really have to keep perspective, obviously. They've come up against a very good side. Have struggled a little bit to put runs on the board, but they still have a real chance of making the semi-final. They have to kind of just allow this to go, just put it behind them and focus on their next game. Real chance of making this semi-final. Could easily pull an upset against New Zealand, who haven't been at their best through the tournament. Won't put pressure on South Africa, of course. South Africa know that they can't afford any more slip-ups.
3 out. As that finds the captain for the single. Ticks it down to 2 needed on the remaining 27 deliveries. I think when you look at it in that sense, Nat, Harshitha again 34 after her wonderful knock the other day. Vishmi is the youngster who came into this batting lineup from the under-19. She got another start as well. And when you've got 3 in the top order who have been reasonably consistent, you add that in with Chamari Adapadu, we know what she can do. It does look good for them. One, maybe 2 off the misfield. No, Healy not interested. Scores a level. Van just ramps things up a little bit, sensing the occasion might be this delivery. A little punch down the ground does it. Healy and Mooney have seen Australia over the line, and it's a 10-wicket win to Australia. Healy, 54 not out. Mooney back in the runs, 56 not out. It is Australia's 14th consecutive win in Women's T20 Internationals, chasing a target. And another statement has been made by the current world champions.
Interestingly enough, it's the first time that Australia have had a 10-wicket victory in World Cups. Not too many things they haven't done, Australia. This will be a first for them and a tough one for Sri Lanka, of course. Sri Lanka know they were short on runs. Australia, on the other hand, dominant all the way through. Fielding was good. Bowling was excellent. Like their plans were right. I know we've spoken a little bit about Australia and the lengths that they've bowled through the World Cup, but made it work today on a used surface. It's a little bit gloomy as well, so slightly different condition. The day game too, it is a good chasing ground in day games. But they'll be all smiles, as you would expect. Everybody also getting a chance to contribute. It's great to see from Australia's perspective that it's not just one or two players. Everybody's starting to find their stride. Venning, she was good the other night with a bat. She's been good as a captain leading the side too. How good is it to see Healy obviously in form, but Mooney as well.
Well, they're the most prolific run scorers in World Cup history, passing Charlotte Edwards and Sarah Taylor's aggregate of 711 runs today. It was Healy and Mooney all the way. It was a 113-run opening partnership, and they never really looked in any kind of trouble. With a 10-wicket win, there is 0 wicket in the wicket column. Jamari Atapadu tried a number of combinations. No surprises that spin was quite heavy, but they just couldn't find a way, both through the defence and the attacking stroke play of Australia. All in all, a reasonably convincing win here for Australia, having restricted Sri Lanka to 212. Shifa and Bishmi putting together good little starts, but none of them go on. Atapatu was caught brilliantly by Grace Harris. Shute got 4 for, but Harris again in that 14th over picked up those 2 key wickets as well. And in reply, the openers took it all the way through. Power play, no wickets fell there, 37 on the board. Healy got off to a smart start, 20 from just 16 deliveries, and then they just continued on the merry way in the middle overs, did Australia. Healy 34 from 27, Mooney 41 from 43, and she's finding some form at the right time in this tournament. There have been interesting games here at St George's Park. Spin has certainly played a big part, but when you've got footwork and placement like the Australians, they can counteract that.